Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you some gameplay of hauling in Star Citizen medium freight using a Constellation Andromeda. So the first thing you're going to want to do is press F2 to open up your Mobiglass, go to contracts and then hauling, and we're going to look here and see if we can find a larger contract. Now if you want you can stake multiple contracts, but in this case we're going to just do the one contract to show you how this works with a direct planetary medium cargo haul, 84 SCUs of tin going to New Babbage International Spaceport from Port Tressler. So the first thing we're going to do is head over to the freight elevator here and interact with the terminal, and when it's done that, just going to lower the elevator like that. Now we can see here we've got some tin here which is contracted for our delivery. Just going to select all this tin here, transfer it over to the elevator and move it up since that's what we're going to be delivering. After a short delay, here comes all your cargo that you're going to have to deliver. So at this point we break out the trusty MaxSafe tractor beam and start tractoring this cargo over to the cargo hold on our ship, which I lowered earlier. It's a bit of a process. As you can see, you need to make sure you pack the cargo well by attaching it to the cargo grid or otherwise stacking it neatly on your cargo grid, otherwise it won't fit all in on your ship. So let's just use the tractor beam here to position this tin. I'm going to put it right at the end there because the next load of tin is going to be coming along. When we've positioned it right, we can just release it there. As you can see, nice and in position on our cargo grid. That's the first box done. Now if you stand in the right space, for example here, you're going to give yourself a bit of an easier time by making sure you don't have to walk as much. Just use the mouse wheel to scroll in the cargo like that and you can deliver it a lot more smoothly. Alright, so far so good. The cargo loading process is going fairly well, but I can see a small problem here that you might also be able to see as well, and that's that we're about to run out of space in our ship. So what I'm going to do now is a bit of creative stacking with the next box, and this can happen on some ships. Sometimes you have to make wise use of your cargo hold space because it won't all go in, at least it won't seem to go in at first. So what I'm going to do is get this great big box here in position there, but then pick it up like that and then use the mouse wheel to try to sort of negotiate it up higher inside the ship like that, as you can see, making full use of the cargo space. So that one is not going to be able to attach to the grid, but it will just sort of sit there providing I get it in the middle. If you look up there you can see we've got some missile racks up above, so we don't want it to hit those. So I want to position it roughly nice and in the middle so it'll just sort of sit neatly in place when the cargo grid closes. Let's see, right about there. That should be okay. Oh, one of the boxes has spilled over the side of the ship, so just going to get it and put it back in place, hopefully, if I can negotiate it back in place. Bit of a process sometimes, the old cargo hauling here. Got to know your ship well and know how much cargo you can get in the hold. That looks okay. Oh no, it's gone off to the one side, so just going to reposition it and we should be good. Oh, no, moving around a bit there. Yeah, and looks like, yeah, we should be good now. Yeah, that'll do, that'll do. So just going to try to squeeze that in place on top of the others, and there you go, everything's in place. So now we've positioned all our cargo properly. We're going to send this cargo hold up back inside the ship and hopefully it'll all stay in place without sort of complaining. Let's see. And a few noises, but it looks good. Right, our cargo hold has been loaded, so now we can get on board our ship and prepare to ferry this over to our destination. So I'm going to get inside the ship now and just have a look in the cargo hold, make sure everything's sitting in there neatly before we set off. So we've loaded up our cargo into our hold. Now it's time to just pop into the cargo hold, make sure everything in there is sitting nice and neat, and it looks to me like yeah, we're looking pretty good in the back here. Yeah, got our cargo all in position, nothing's sort of looking strange. Everything's fine, we're ready to take off. So I'm just going through the process here of taking off, requesting clearance, the whole bit. Just a few adjustments to make to the ship's power systems here as the hangar doors open. Now I'm just going to come out into F4 here and make sure I'm not going to bash into the hangar doors when I take off. I'm going to push it forward a little bit there, and yeah, it looks to me like we're going to make it through there, no problem at all. So disable the landing gear, or raise it, and off we go. So enabling our QT or nav mode here, going to head down to microtech, which is where this is going. Spooling up a QT jump, and it's not going to take us too long to hop down there since it's literally just across the gap there. We're heading over to New Babbage on this planet, which is right over here, New Babbage. As you can see, that's where it's going. The spaceport is on the right side, which is why the marker's over there. So we're going to make our QT jump now to New Babbage. Not too far to go this time, and we're off on our way. We can sort of admire our ship as we make our jump over there. All right, heading in fast now, so we'll be going to the right here to deliver our shipment to New Babbage International Spaceport. So I'll approach this and then request landing clearance once we get a bit closer. So we're approaching the spaceport now and requesting landing clearance. Of course, with our heavy load of cargo in the back, our ship handling is going to be a little bit heavier, so we need to make sure we take a little bit more care on the landing approach. So I'm just going to use my afterburners a bit here and not go too crazy, since we're not going to be able to slow down that quickly in such a large ship. We're going to lower our landing gear as we prepare for the landing, and this approach looks good. The hangar doors are opening for us and looking nice and smooth as we make our final approach here for the landing. If you need to, you can come out into F4 mode to check how your ship's looking. At the moment, I think we're okay. We might be okay for this landing. I'm going to take it nice and slow. I don't want to bunk my ship on the way in. And this all looks pretty good so far, and yeah, a bit of a movement there, and we're lowering our ship down now, and it looks to me like there we go, a small bit of a dip on the way in, but our ship is intact and we have performed the landing, so that's what matters. Now we're inside the hangar, of course. We want to turn the ship off and get out of the pilot seat, and it's time to deliver our cargo haul to this destination. So we'll need to use the MaxDiff tractor beam as we exit the ship, and also what I'm going to do on the way out is just open up the cargo hold here using this button, so that starts lowering as we also exit the ship using the main elevator here. You can hear a few sounds of boxes sort of jostling around there as the cargo haul comes down out of the belly of the ship. And there it is in front of us. It all seems to have made the journey more or less in one piece, so that's a good sign. Now we're going to be offloading this at the cargo elevator over here. So here we go. One box at a time. Let's start with whichever one will come out first. Looks like that one. Just going to use the MaxDiff tractor beam here once again to position the cargo on the freight elevator. Now what's interesting to note here is you don't actually have to attach it all to the grid. You can do if you want, or you can just throw it in there, whichever way you want to get the job done. After all, we're here to make money, not to arrange pretty patterns on a grid, so do that however you want to do. Just make sure it all is on the elevator before you send it down. So here we go, we're down to our last few boxes now. Bringing these over to the freight elevator. We're almost done with this delivery. As you can see, quite a process here involved in actually loading and unloading the boxes using the MaxDiff tractor beam. You can also make use of something called an Atlas, which is like a mech suit that makes this process slightly faster, but either way gets the job done. So we're going to put these last two boxes on the freight elevator right now. Got one 8 SCU box, I'm just going to stack neatly up there, and the last one is a smaller 4 SCU container. Come here. There we go, this way. All right, nice. Just going to put this one inside the freight elevator, and I think that one can probably go on the top. Actually, no, we're going to stick that to the side just to show you that you don't actually have to attach all the boxes to the cargo grid. As long as it's actually inside the elevator. That one's not quite inside there. I'm going to turn it around a bit. That way should do. There we go. As long as it's actually inside the elevator like that, it is going to count towards your contract when you send it down. So yeah, just use the terminal here and open up the contents, press the lower button, and it's going to say here, this contract will be completed after you deliver the goods to the warehouse. Press the confirm button, and down they go. And once they actually get delivered to the warehouse, which will be any minute now, we're going to get notification we've completed our cargo contract. There you go. In this case, it looks like we've got 56,000 AUEC for our efforts, so that's a pretty good return for our cargo hauling. So there you go. That's an example of some cargo hauling medium freight there using a Constellation Andromeda in Star Citizen. If you like this video and you're interested in the game, please consider using my referral code, which you can see on the screen. If you use that when signing up for a new account, you're going to get a bonus of 5,000 credits. Thanks for watching.